My name is Rachel and I have just completed my second year at the University of Brighton studying business and maths. I recently submitted my dissertation proposal in which I aim to investigate the effects social media has on a beauty company and how a beauty company can use social media to improve its customer relationship marketing. In the past 10 years, dependency on using social media to find out information is phenomenal. Not only do we use media to find out about current affairs, both nationally and internationally, but new forms of what is known as social media, such as Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, have emerged and become hugely successful. Alongside this growth in social media activity, the desire to feel beautiful has also risen. Today we live in a very materialistic society and the beauty industry has taken full advantage of this. Cosmetics are continually sought after by both women and men who want to perfect how they feel and look. With the sheer amount of products on the market, how do they decide which products to choose? Advances in today's technology mean we can be in a shop, take out our phones and search for reviews on a product instantly, before then making our decision on which product to purchase. Although reviews can be from many online websites, social media plays a dominant role in the sharing of consumer thoughts and recommendations about products. How has this affected beauty companies? What can beauty companies do to make sure it's their products that consumers are buying? Over the next year, I aim to produce a piece of work which recommends ways in which beauty companies can improve their customer relationship marketing through the use of social media. A few of my objectives in producing this work are to determine how much of what beauty products consumers buy is due to what they have seen or read through social media, to establish if consumers are buying beauty products as a result of consumer-based reviews and opinions or because of the marketing efforts of the beauty company, and to discover what for and how beauty companies are currently using social media. I hope to create valuable recommendations for beauty companies on how to use social media as a marketing tool effectively.
My name's Emma and I've just finished my second year of university studying business and maths. I recently submitted my dissertation proposal and I've decided that I want to look at the outsourcing of social media. More specifically, I want to look at the return on investment experience when you outsource social media compared to when you do it in-house. I've done some initial research on this and I found there's very little information available to help companies. There's a lot of sources that say you must outsource, this is the best thing to do, but they all seem to be from companies that want you to pay them to do it. So within the next year I want to produce a piece of work which details why people outsource, how much they pay, what they get for that service and if they've seen any return on investment for their money. And I want to look at how people do it in-house, what tools they use, how much time it's taking them and if they've seen any return on investment for their time. And I hope with this information I'll be able to create an unbiased piece of work which will help companies to decide if they really need to outsource social media or if they can do it in-house.
So my name's Abiela Ducey, and for my final year project I decided to look at the extent to which students are aware of their social digital footprint and the potential implications on their job prospects. Now, when I first started my study, I came across a statistic published by the CIPD, and they're a recognised HR body within the UK. And that report identified that 6% of organisations use social media to screen potential candidates. And then a further study conducted by the Society of Human Resource Management identified that 13% use social media to screen candidates and a further 17% plan on doing so in the future. Now, to me, these statistics resonated with me because it identified an emerging issue in HR and this issue of screening potential candidates during the employment process. I wanted to specifically focus on students in higher education because the majority are prospective job seekers looking at entering the labour market in the near future. But are they aware of the fact that these organisations are also coming along on these social media platforms to support the recruitment and selection process? The first was concerned with students' motives behind the uses of social media, understanding their readiness towards entering the labour market and this ability to manage their online persona. And the second considers organisations who recruit these graduates. It looks at social recruitment techniques being adopted by these organisations and sort of the implications of screening these candidates online. Now, after reading literature, I have identified various patterns, and from this I was able to predict a series of working hypotheses related to my objectives, which were proven true or untrue through further primary research. So my research design framework used a two-tiered study to explore this question. And so the first tier entailed me distributing a questionnaire to students in higher education to gather qualitative data, looking into how social media is being adopted by students in higher education. And then the second tier would entail me interviewing 2 organisations who use social media to screen prospective candidates, a cohort of today's higher education students. Now, my initial study wanted to look into how I could build awareness of the issue, and so I actually wanted to add another section to this study, which would entail a third tier, which looks into using a focus group to readdress the topic back to students, and with the hope of essentially building awareness of the emerging issue. This approach would then enable me to go on to identify the potential disparities between the 2 parties and how they use social media, which would then enable me to go on to build a discussion of my findings. So the study's findings suggested that organisations use social media as a supplement and not so much as a replacement to recruitment practice. In a sense, they refrain from resorting to screening candidates on social networking sites as a quick fix in a way that overtly influences hiring decisions. This research also implied that employers have acknowledged the risks involved in using social media to screen candidates. However, they've done this in a more abstractly way, and their decisions are governed by their managerial intuition. Hence, it's really important that students acknowledge the lack of provisional formal policy incorporated into business, consequently enabling organisations to adopt different approaches to manage pre-employment screening in recruitment practice. The findings also encountered this discrepancy between the majority of students who place content on social media and the potential for this to fuel discriminatory bias towards these prospective job applicants. Students, in a sense, allow social media to evidence personal information which would conventionally be protected by anti-discrimination law in the traditional recruitment process. Although employers attempt to consciously stunt personal prejudice towards content that could encourage prejudice, it is important that students reduce the potential for this content to be used to their disadvantage. This brings us on to the issue of privacy within this context, where previous studies contended that younger generations were far less concerned with maintaining a level of privacy. Recent research has also argued that the use of privacy settings has the potential to prevent unwanted members of the public and existing contacts access to information placed on their profiles. It also, in a sense, suggests that maybe privacy settings have bridged the generational gap, essentially ensuring that employers are not misusing this information. The findings contended that the majority of students of all ages have activated their privacy settings. The investigation suggested that there seems to be this implicit assumption amongst students that it's acceptable not to be present on professional social networking sites, where the study suggested that 12% aren't on these particular sites, such as LinkedIn. If students, in a sense, opt to use these sites, it delimits the prospect of organisations resorting to screening candidates on commercial networking sites such as Facebook, where the findings also suggested that it's more likely to evidence them in an unprofessional light, which of course conflicts with what employers expect from hopefuls. In today's extremely competitive labour market, it's important that students acknowledge the employer's expectations. The findings indicate that employers believe presence specifically on professional social networking sites reflects a readiness towards entrance within the labour market, thus making them more desirable applicants, highlighting the importance of having an evident digital trace specifically on professional social networking sites such as LinkedIn.
Hi guys, so if you followed my old blog or if you know me, you'll know that I did actually start a YouTube channel at the end of 2011 and start of 2012. So I got this camera for my birthday, and rather than it sitting around collecting dust, I thought I'd start doing some YouTube videos now.
Lovely people. So it's happened. It's official. I have finally finished education. Forever! And that, my friends, means one thing, and one thing only. I am about to make that horrifying transition from student to mature adult. And I think you and I both know HAYLEY and mature don't exactly fall into the same sentence. But seriously now, I am not ready to become an adult. I am not ready to let go of my student discount, my long lay-ins.
Hello students of Brighton, you are listening to On the Radar with me, Tom Cox. I'm currently up in London at the moment and I'm joined here with Albert Hammond Jr. Albert, how are you?
Hello Tom, I'm great.
Good.
Very great, thank you.
So, Albert, tonight is your last show in the UK at the Village Underground. How's your experience in the UK been so far?
Well, we've been here for like 2 weeks and it's been amazing. I've been wanting to do a tour like this for a while. We came in December. I was telling my booking agent, like, I really want to get, you know, England's one of those places where you can play 12 cities, and even though it's small, it's so weirdly spread out, but the drives are small, you know, whereas in America you got to drive 15 hours sometimes to get somewhere. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Okay, and what have been some of your highlights so far on tour?
I'd never been to Newcastle. Manchester, it's always fun. In Liverpool, we got to play this huge church. This venue tonight in London looks amazing. The Great Escape in Brighton. That was not just because you're from there, but that was. I felt like a cool rock and roll punk show, just because the venue was like a conference room.
Yeah.
I got to see Jimmy Goodwin from Doves there. It was pretty cool.
I'm Sophie Kine and I'm running for Vice President Campus and Communications in this year's Student Union election. And that means nothing to you, so let's start from the top. I am 5'4". I study English language and media at Brighton University. I can play the guitar and the ukulele. I'm 21. I'm from Essex. I actually hate the smells of coffee and bacon. Probably losing lots of votes on that one. Hey guys, so it was candidate question time number 1 last night at the lectern. It was an experience. It was a very long night. EP Campus and Communications were up first, so that was slightly nerve-wracking, but we got it done. It was a really good night. It wasn't what I expected. If you've never been to one, I do suggest going. I think you really do see people's personalities on stage. And thanks to everyone for coming for support. It was really nice to see so many people. It was really nice to meet some new people. And good luck everyone with the rest of the elections.
Welcome to the first part of 2 campaigns designed to restructure Travelodgy's current digital marketing strategy. Part 1 will focus on social media. The company background audit allowed us to build a clearer picture of the company and its position in the hospitality industry. Social media was pinpointed as an area that needed improvement. The proposal outlined the benefits of a successful social media campaign. I've even provided a comprehensive list which became our corporate objectives. Google has since placed more emphasis on social media metrics in its new algorithms last year, so the more engaged your users are, this can improve your rankings. There are 3 key initiatives from which our campaign is based on. Pharma has analysed that the proliferation of social media channels in the last decade means it is essential for companies to strategise an effective use of social media in customer management. We now have a specialised team dedicated to managing customer support through social care. They operate 24 hours a day, as the internet does not simply close down at 5 PM. This slide details our primary and third-party platforms from which people may like to contact us. Our social customer care team have a target response time of 12 hours. Since its introduction in February, we have achieved our target response time of 12 hours or less. However, 25% of responses have exceeded the 24-hour mark. This is not acceptable, and we are looking at ways to reduce this figure. Here are 2 examples of our treatment of users on social media in response to their issues. It is essential that we are aware of everything that has been said about Travelodge on the web, listening for issues, and then being able to respond appropriately. This may not necessarily result in a direct growth in sales, but it will boost customer retention and protect the brand image. In order to execute this, we have employed 2 social media monitoring tools, Google Alerts and Mention. Google Alerts allows us to monitor everything that is being said about Travelodge across the web, providing a constant feed of content regarding the company, and it allows us to action any negative or defamatory comments within a quicker time period. As you can see from this slide, we've been strategic in the search terms that we've chosen. For example, keeping an eye on our competitor, Premier Inn, and being able to respond to queries as they are posted. Mention is another great tool that helps us keep on top of the company brand on the web. It lets you monitor search terms and provides colour coding as to what the comments concern. This table provides sentiment data that helps us build a bigger picture of on which social channels we're mentioned the most. In our case, Twitter is the dominant platform on which Travelodge is discussed. Before the new campaign of social customer care, our responses became somewhat robotic, unimaginative, and failed to give Travelodge any personality. Taking risks and knowing when to have a sense of humour and doing this correctly provides good publicity and positive electronic word-of-mouth marketing. Here's a good example. A concerned mother gets in touch with us regarding the whereabouts of her son's bear, and we went above and beyond with our response. It received a massive reaction both from social media and from the press. Relating back to the perceived benefits of social media marketing, it ticks all the boxes, creating brand warmth and loyalty, and the massive retweets benefited our SEO rankings. The next objective of ours was a review of the content being shared by Travelodge, as it was failing to generate any significant engagement. We implemented the rule outlined by Fabric, in which Travelodge share its content in thirds. 1/3 directly plugging the product, 1/3 of indirect content, and 1/3 of unrelated content. We took on board comments made by Jonah Perecki, CEO of BuzzFeed, on the importance of producing content suitable for the social web. It has to be worth sharing, and this in turn will increase traffic to our website. The bottom tweet on this slide is a prime example of that. Travelodge now use trending hashtags on both Twitter and Facebook. Being strategic in using the correct hashtags exposes us to a much wider audience. We use Google Analytics to measure the success and return on investment of our social content. The Social Visitors Flow Report paints a picture as to whether a promotion through social media has produced growth in sales. It details the initial paths visitors take from social networks when on the site. These conversion reports are also taken from Google Analytics. They allow us to measure how many clicks through our social media content have been converted into sales. Figure 1 demonstrates how many people came to our site through social media and continue to book a room. Figure 2 demonstrates which networks are bringing in the most conversion value. Engagement metrics measure the number of user-generated interactions. These metrics have allowed us to identify which posts generate the highest conversion rate, conversation rate. We then use this information to tailor our future posts to topics that we know our audience will enjoy. The final part of this presentation evaluates if we've achieved our objectives and if there are any flaws within the campaign. In respect to our original objectives, the campaign has largely been a success. Awareness of Travelodge has increased, demonstrated by our improved engagement metrics. Brand warmth has been achieved through our new approach to customer service, demonstrated by the response to the Lost Teddy. Our dedicated social care team and the use of social monitoring tools have given us an efficient style of customer care. Resolution time has sped up significantly. Our newfound personality and commitment to social care have strengthened customer loyalty and improved the image of the company as a whole. Analytics has allowed us to measure the increased return on investment as a result of our social media efforts. And finally, our search engine optimization rankings have improved owing to our newfound shareable content. Although the campaign was mostly successful, it was not without its difficulties. One major difficulty with our social media campaign was the fact that we had no control over user-generated content mentioning us. Here are two particularly unfavourable mentions. It shows how our campaign can backfire. We have combated this through continuing to make social customer care and positive relationship marketing a priority. Copywriting was also an issue as our logo was readily available on the social web. Third-party abuse often occurred, as you can see from the slide. This resulted in unforeseen costly measures to combat this. So this concludes part one of our campaign to redesign Travelodge's digital marketing strategy. Thank you.
Liberty London are a bespoke department store in London, housing innovatively and eclectically designed products across beauty, women's wear, menswear and more. They operate in the high end of the luxury market and their target market is the sophisticated and savvy shopper. Their main competitors are Selfridges, Harrods, Harvey Nichols and Westfields. Liberty's existing digital offering is an e-commerce website with exceptional user experience. They also have social media platforms and an existing blog. However, they lack engagement and content across these particular platforms, and improving this is what the following initiative aims to achieve. Here are some screenshots of their social media platforms, including Twitter and Facebook. The proposed digital marketing initiative is a new blog called the Liberty London Club. This will aim to improve content and engagement across the brand by using blogger outreach. This will involve utilising theory across relationship marketing, online influence, social media, and content marketing. This is an example of how the blog may appear on the Liberty London website. And it will give visitors the option to subscribe to the blog. Creating effective content should theoretically result in successful search engine optimization, and this is mainly built on finding keywords that might be missing from a website's content, so in this case it might be the keywords product review. And it's also built on creating content to catch people's attention, and this is by promoting link baiting, which is more of a short-term strategy, and also building relationships with bloggers in this case to build inbound links, which is more of a long-term strategy. Here are some examples of influential bloggers who exist within the same markets as Liberty London in beauty, fashion and lifestyle. So here we have Liana Beauty, Viviana Does Makeup, The Londoner, and I Am Gala. They each have their own blog and also create video content via YouTube. According to a study by iCrossing, blogger outreach can improve and extend brand advocacy, audience reach, social engagement, and influential introductions. Engaging and building a relationship with a high-profile blogger opens doors to a new community, their readers. However, this can lead to cynicism among readers if they feel their blogger is being sponsored. It can also result in negative product reviews, which will be shown later in more detail. So we're using Viviana Does Makeup as an example in this case. She's a great example of a professional blogger whose content meshes suitably with the Liberty London brand. Her statistics also prove that she will provide scalable audience reach. How should bloggers be approached? Here is an example email sent to Viviana Does Makeup. It introduces the concept, the aims, and why we want her involved. In this case, we would like her to review a product and create some content on her blog. We want to invite her to the Liberty store to interview her, also to blogger events, and that will create content for the Liberty London blog. So here is an example of a product review by Viviana Does Makeup. She uses imagery to demonstrate the product, and she uses inbound links and a shop the post feature to allow the reader to view the product on the site in question. This is an example of the type of product review we want to achieve, featuring the pink IFAS tote bag. So what's the value in using bloggers to facilitate online product reviews? 92% of consumers read online reviews, and 89% feel that they influence their product choice. Getting a review from a blogger allows a brand to improve reader trust and build up their credibility, as well as improve sales in certain areas. The weaknesses of this approach are related to the danger of negative reviews and the impact this can have on consumer choice. A review from Viviana will allow us to place links to her review on the product page, as shown here. Here are some examples of social media posts shared by the blogger and Liberty London, the brand. They include links to the Liberty site and encourage engagement amongst followers. So why does social media play an important role? Getting a blogger to tweet your products gives you access to their followers, who could then become potential customers. Using hashtags will ensure your content appears in relevant streams. The only downside is that you are in competition to get noticed amongst all the other hashtags. The next step is to invite the blogger over to interview. What's in My Handbag, a beauty site, offers a compelling example. Using content marketing, we want to build an online community by updating regularly and engaging with appropriate audiences. Here is an example of content created based on an interview with a blogger. Each question and answer gives the brand the opportunity to link to a product the reader might be interested in. Now we move on to blogger events. One of Liberty's competitors, Harrods, recently put together a digital style summit, which involved asking the bloggers pictured to put together outfits available to purchase at the department store. This is something we want to achieve at Liberty and may include enabling access to products before launch, giving bloggers free products for review, giving bloggers the opportunity to take over Liberty's social media accounts, and organising talks and conferences about blogger outreach in particular industries. Relationship marketing plays a role here as it encourages using marketing efforts to build relationships for loyalty, and this is something Liberty already thrives on. The more mature customer segment at Liberty may feel this focus on a digital relationship is not right for them. The right balance is needed to maintain loyalty and innovation at Liberty London.
This type of blogger outreach is measurable by measuring engagement, consideration and conversion using, for example, Google Analytics. And despite the obvious benefits of blogger outreach, there are some limitations, and they usually revolve around the danger of negative reviews, finding reliable and appropriate copywriters and content marketers, and also the danger of giving readers information overload. Thank you for watching and listening.
The purpose of this campaign is to present a new digital marketing initiative for global food retailer Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme doesn't market themselves in the traditional sense through TV, magazine advertisements, but are heavily dependent on word-of-mouth awareness, which has consistently been their core marketing strategy, according to a Forbes report in 2012. They use subtle marketing tactics primarily through store opening parties and sampling campaigns, both in which encourage positive press. Although Krispy Kreme don't advertise heavily, they do provide in-store and online campaigns that are specifically designed to reach their target audience. In terms of digital marketing, Krispy Kreme have been able to incorporate their word-of-mouth strategy through social media platforms to enable consumers to naturally discuss between one another. As stated, they use online advertisements that are implemented not only through social media but via customer website, mobile app and direct email service. Krispy Kreme specifically target a range of audiences through their direct advertising campaigns, primarily target organisations, children, families and students. Here is some example material. Over 200 million people have a blog, and 60% of businesses who use a blog acquire more customers according to an article from Sprout Content. The primary purpose for Krispy Kreme to implement a blogging service is to maximise their ability to reach and communicate with consumers. As literature from Tony suggests that over the last 50 years, organisations have had to adapt their marketing strategies due to the shift towards a more consumer-driven economy. This suggests consumers are the biggest influence upon organisations in the market. Features of a blog will allow for consumers to involve themselves by posting, comments and giving feedback. Furthermore, the nature of a blog aligns with their word-of-mouth marketing strategy, as consumers have the ability to share their perspective with other consumers. The content of the blog itself needs to be of value, as able to create relationships with both existing and potential consumers. Therefore, the content needs to be varied. Examples of content material is now going to be explored. Content creation marketing has been defined by Rowley as marketing communication in an online environment that is associated with creating presence, relationships and value through engaging and relevant material. A quote from Bill Gates supports this. Ahuja and Medri also suggest that by creating consumer involvement, you're achieving consumer engagement. Content marketing can be divided into typologies, which are promotional, organisational and relational. Presented on the screen is the definition of each category. The following slides are potential blog postings for Krispy Kreme based upon this framework. This blog posting is an example of promotional content that influences organisations and employees to buy dozen boxes and donut towers to treat staff members to. This posting offers valuable content as it targets Krispy Kreme's primary target audience and asks them to get in contact with Krispy Kreme if they have any inquiries about their products, ultimately promoting consumer involvement. This slide presents a posting appealing to children and parents. Again, the site is offering valuable content as it's reaching its target audience, and the blog allows for interaction beyond blog comments, as it incorporates the hashtag #CrispyCreations, which promotes consumers to share and interact via social media platforms. This is another example of possible promotional content. In this posting, emotive language has been used to engage with consumers at a deeper level. Gove suggests that brands with personality and relatable characteristics have an emotional connection with the consumer. It is evident from the posting that Krispy Kreme empathise with the students and recognise their worries, optimising the opportunity for a discussion to be formed. This slide shows examples of existing competitors who are utilising a blogging service in order to promote their products. This posting focuses on the organisational content, which allows consumers to understand the root of Krispy Kreme. If consumers are able to understand what the organisation is all about, it's easier for them to involve themselves, whether it be a general comment or to instigate discussion with the brand. Again, here are a few examples of existing corporate blogs that are offering brand stories. This posting is focused on the relational element to the content typology model, whereby Krispy Kreme are inviting consumers to give feedback upon their favourite donut. This form of content is most likely the most effective in terms of achieving consumer engagement, as they directly ask for consumers to interact and involve themselves in the topic. Those that post on a blog rather than just read a blog are at a high level of engagement with the organisation, according to Ahuja and Medbury. Here is an example of an existing organisation who is already using relational content as an opportunity for engagement. Search engine optimization is usually heavily linked to content creation, so it makes it easier for the content to be found by the intended target audience. SEO can be used through the implementation of keywords in blog postings. In Krispy Kreme examples, relevant and strong keywords have been used in order to increase traffic. I'm briefly going to explain content curation as an alternative approach. Content curation has been defined by eContent magazine as a marketing tool that helps to find, organise and share content online to ensure the organisation is continuously delivering updated, highly topical, keyword-rich content. A model of content curation is presented which explains the different purposes to the approach. There have been various benefits to blogging and particularly content creation throughout. However, there are some significant drawbacks. Most importantly, consumers are now a powerful influencing tool. Therefore, if one consumer posts a negative comment, it can influence everybody else. A quote from Showreel supports this. Another point is Krispy Kreme already has a substantial digital presence, and too many platforms could depreciate the value of the brand, as it's appeared too forced for the consumer to involve themselves, and as a result, lose respect for the organisation. Additionally, there's a vast amount of blogging material on the internet. Consumers don't have the time to read even a fraction of it, so it's not always likely consumers will engage with the blog. Overall, from the example blog postings and academic application, it's clear to see that a content creation strategy is a suitable and valuable approach, as it provides varied content that can easily reach Krispy Kreme's target audience. Content curation is an excellent way of driving CEO, however the nature of the particular corporate blog is to post original valuable information in order to create a personal relationship. It would also be wise considering the shift towards a consumer-driven economy forces organisations to create personal relationships rather than increase market share in order to drive sales. It also aligns with Krispy Kreme's word-of-mouth strategy as it gets consumers interacting and ultimately influence consumer perceptions.
Hello, in this presentation I'll be talking about my proposed Snapchat campaign for the clothing retailer ASOS, which I feel can help increase their sales and take advantage of the huge number of users Snapchat has to offer. ASOS stands for As Seen on Screen and was launched in 2000. It is the UK's largest fashion retailer for online sales, as it doesn't have any stores on the high street. It is primarily aimed at 18 to 34-year-old men and women and has recently launched American, German and French language sites. It is obvious, with ASOS being a fashion retailer, that there is a lot of competition in the market. Although in regards to its social media, as you can see by the graphs on the screen, it is way above its competitors when looking at its social engagement, showing how good it really is at taking advantage of the many different digital marketing possibilities there are today. Here are the two best current marketing campaigns recently done by ASOS. The first is the Urban Tour, featuring street dancers that enable users to pause, explore and purchase the featured clothing, eventually leading to an additional 500,000 men to visit the site. The second was the first ever Facebook store where people didn't have to leave their favourite networking site to online shop. Here is a short video showing how successful the Urban Tour campaign really was, with it generating £2 million in sales and creating 40,000 new male shoppers, showing how successful ASOS has been with its existing digital marketing campaigns. Snapchat is a relatively new social media and many companies are still to take full advantage of the vast amount of users, which as of September 2013 was 350 million. Snapchat allows users to send a picture that lasts up to 10 seconds to their friends. It is also now believed to be close to rivaling such apps as Instagram, Vine and Twitter for digital marketing. My proposal is for ASOS to use the app Snapchat to show their audience their new clothing ranges and products and offer discounts. My theory is that online clothing retailers try to use a lot of digital marketing ideas, such as email campaigns, but many people are bored and ignore these overused campaigns, and I feel Snapchat is the future for digital marketing. Only a handful of companies have used Snapchat as a digital marketing tool. On this slide there are a few examples of companies that have used it, such as Karmaloop, which is another clothing brand that use Snapchat to market their new clothing ranges, although as shown in the images it can be used in many fields, such as TV, food chains and sports teams. The first step towards my proposed campaign is the fact ASOS need to utilise their large amount of followers on Twitter to help gain friends on Snapchat, so they can therefore send them pictures of their new clothing and discount codes. Broadcasting a tweet to their large amount of followers should enable them to gain a similar and interested audience as they do already follow them on Twitter. Therefore, the second step would be that the user would have to log on to Snapchat and choose to add Team ASOS to allow them to send pictures and videos to their pocket. Next, ASOS would have to take the pictures of their new clothing ranges and of the discount codes the customer would use on their site. These pictures would have to be clear as they only last 10 seconds, although the user can screen grab these images so they can keep them. Step 4 would be for ASOS to choose the length of time these images will last and then who they'll send them to. When Karmaloop used Snapchat, they would send teasers of their clothing for a short amount of time to entice their customers to want to watch more, and therefore show off more of their range. The last step of my proposed campaign would be for ASOS to utilise the new feature of Snapchat, which is their story modes. This allows users to send a limitless amount of 10-second videos or pictures that merge together to create a Snapchat story that will be available for 24 hours. Here the theory would be that the discount code would be the last image and before would be the pictures and videos showing the different clothing products that are new that season to ASOS. The advantages of this proposed campaign would be that ASOS can send information straight to the user's phone that creates a notification which won't go until the video is watched. Secondly, Snapchat and ASOS share the same target audience age, so it's not sent to people who aren't interested. Next would be the fact that users choose to add ASOS as a friend, so it isn't just seen as spamming. And lastly, this is a very cheap marketing campaign, as all ASOS have to do is take a photo using a smartphone. On the other hand, the disadvantages are that the pictures and videos on Snapchat only last 10 seconds and then disappear forever, which clearly doesn't enable the user much time to get all the information. Secondly, it's down to the user to add Team ASOS, so ASOS have no control over how many people their snaps go to. Thirdly, ASOS are having to use another company for this campaign, and therefore relying on Snapchat to work and stay in existence. And lastly, the user can just click on the snap, but not choose to watch it. There is no question discounts improve sales volume. This was shown in the Reuters article about Toyota Motor Corporation, where it proved that the US auto sales jumped to a 7-month high by a 41% surge after the Japanese automaker offered the steepest discounts in its history, showing how discounts can enhance sales and why I've chosen discounts for ASOS as a marketing scheme, which is made digital by using Snapchat. Although, as can be seen in the image, there is the view that discounting promotions is a myth, as described by David Pavsik by saying studies indicate that lowering prices can cause profits to be reduced, even with increased sales, and that not all discount promotions result in increased sales. This view is also shown in the article where discounting doesn't work, which concluded that reducing rates simply gave existing companies more for less.
Hello and welcome to my first campaign presentation. Today I will focus on how Bagelman can improve their social media activities through Twitter. Bagelman is a small cafe chain located in Brighton and Hove. They are offering a niche product as they are the only company in Brighton where you can get fresh bagels with a choice of filling. Their potential customer base is broad as the products can be altered to customers' individual tastes. Bagelman are ultimately offering a good value fast food lunch option. Therefore, their target market can be narrowed down to students, professionals, and others who want a quick, tasty meal. With their vibrant brand image, they appear to be aiming at a younger audience. At present, Twitter appears to be their main digital marketing channel, where they have over 700 followers. This strategy will focus on building upon this, as it is their most successful and established channel. Case and King 2011 states that 85% of firms use Twitter to share news and information, 30% use it for marketing and promotions, and 19% for customer relations. I will therefore be focusing on improving these three areas. This will be done by increasing varied and interesting content, introducing product promotions, and increasing dialogue with customers. Com 2010 explains how Twitter is a cost-effective way to improve online communications, which is particularly important for a small company with few employees like Bagelman. This should therefore be an achievable and realistic campaign, as it isn't too time-consuming and is easily measured. This campaign is aimed at Bagelman's younger audience. Fox 2013 showed that Twitter users are younger than Facebook users, and Marketing Charts 2014 predicted the average age of users to be 18 to 29. Meerman 2012 explains that posting interesting information brings more foot traffic to the page. Delaney and Lee 2009 explained that if the content is of interest to the user, they will be more inclined to retweet, leading to wider audiences and increased electronic word of mouth. This has the potential to increase follower numbers. This strategy will create more content that isn't specifically about Bagelman and their company activities. It will include more information that the audience and customers will be interested in viewing and want to share. Meerman also states that everyone loves links, so more tweets with attached articles and web pages will be created. Nelson 2014 recommended tweeting about current trends. Lee 2013 explains how Twitter promotions can help build an online community as it gives users a reason to follow the page. Promotions can help build product and brand awareness and turn potential customers into paying customers. Lee and Delaney express how it can increase traffic to a website through links. Promotions will be offered in exchange for a retweet or a follow. Nelson explains that creating a strong call to action generates purchases. Therefore, tweets with a link to the website containing a limited time offer gives customers a tangible benefit with a reason to visit the main website. Communication can provide valuable feedback, which can help improve quality of service and products. Thackeray 2012 explains that creating dialogue makes users feel valued and encourages them to ask questions. This can improve customer service and increase loyalty. Jansen et al. 2009 describes that Twitter should be a place to express feelings, provide feedback, ask questions, and get answers. Tweets need to be created that ask customers more direct questions, asking them to share their opinions, ideas, and encourage feedback. Every tweet, good or bad, will be answered as fast as possible and encourage further conversation. AAD 2013 states that because Twitter uses real-time communication, it is important to tweet several times a day to reach as many people as possible. As mentioned by Degrade, it is important to keep communication constant. AAD also recommends that tweets should be around 80 to 90 characters. This allows users to retweet as it allows space for usernames and hashtags. Cooper 2013 reported weekends and evenings have higher click-through rates, particularly at noon and 6 p.m. 5 p.m. is the most popular time for retweets. The strategy will start small with not too many tweets. This is so it can stay at a constant level. The tweets match the times recorded in the previous slide. The schedule can then be altered to match when customers respond best to the posts. Belurka and Belurka 2012 point out that negative EWOM can seriously damage a company's reputation. Nelson 2014 suggests that it is best to respond quickly to negative comments, trying to resolve the issue. They also explain how social media is rapidly evolving and that there is little academic research. It is therefore best to trial and error what customers respond best to. Degrade explains that it is crucial to maintain a level of consistency. This is key to retain brand presence and keep followers. This means that posts must be on a regular basis and that someone is able to answer all customer tweets. Lombardi 2011 observed that it is hard to measure exact return on investment from Twitter activities. Other measurement techniques will now be discussed. There are some online tools such as Hootsuite that will analyse all data in great detail. However, this is costly if not analysing a lot of data from multiple channels. This strategy intends to measure follower count, retweet count and comment count, as suggested by Scavo 2012. All promotions should be measured in store to see what the most popular and making the most money. In addition, Bitly will be used to measure how many people have clicked on the attached links. All this information can then be assessed, highlighting the posts, days and times that people engage best and worst with. Thank you for watching my presentation.
Hello, my name is Kieran Sills, and this presentation will look into a potential social media campaign for Nike SB. Nike is a huge multinational corporation and is the world's leading supplier in athletic shoes and apparel. In 2002 they introduced Nike SB and have since gone on to produce a range of shoes, clothing and equipment. Their main competitors include Adidas, Vans and New Balance, all of which now have successful skateboarding of their own. Nike SB and Nike in general are renowned for their presence online. The Nike SB website is extremely easy to navigate and interactive with good links to social media platforms. The Nike SB free app was launched in 2013. It's a great promotional tool and allows Nike to easily identify its demographics. Nike use their email sign-up as a retention and loyalty strategy rather than to push sales. This way it's less intrusive. Before discussing our proposed strategy, it is important to look into how successful Nike ID platform can be. The Nike ID platform allows a customer to pick their favourite silhouette and add their own personal touch, for example a colourway, pay a more premium price and have their own unique shoe made to order. As Wong explains, it was once thought that co-creation was merely a trend, however it seems as though customers are actively looking for ways to become their own designer. Products are created together on demand and to order, meaning the customer gets exactly what he or she wants. Businesses think that social media interactions will encourage increased customer loyalty. However, many customers say they need to be passionate before they'll engage. As Venkat Ramaswamy explains, customers are now informed, connected and networked. They have learned how to use these tools to make their opinions heard and evolve themselves within the value creation process. This model shows the three elements of social network environment. The traditional form of marketing deals with only the supplier and the customer. The introduction of social media has seen the introduction of communities over the different platforms. Customers interact with their chosen communities, while businesses should aim to interact with these communities, and through this they can gain positive word of mouth as well as information on their demographics. So how do Nike use Instagram to interact with their communities? The Nike SB ID Instagram campaign main aim is to achieve engagement between Nike SB and its followers. Using co-creation, the customer's involvement in the design of the board will mean they will be passionate about the product. After uploading the design to Instagram and following the steps, Nike SB can then interact with their followers, discuss designs or even repost their ideas on their account. With over 150 million users, boasting 15 times more engagement than its parent company Facebook, Instagram allows for greater reach for a brand. If either a brand or a consumer was to post a picture of a product along with a hashtag, this image is available to be seen by millions. A great way for corporations to engage with customers through direct messaging, liking or commenting on a picture. Prior to the start of the campaign, it will be advertised through social media and the Nike website and can run for 2 weeks. The customer has to go onto the Nike SB website, which will contribute to increased web hits, and download a free skateboarding template. The consumer will add his or her design to the template and upload the final image to Instagram, hashtagging Nike SB ID. This will then be available for Nike, who can then pick a winner and put the winning board into production. Above shows the Nike SB ID template's positioning within the site, which will sit next to the other social media campaigns. The template download link on the site will give customers instruction on how to upload their design, as well as click-through links to other parts of the Nike SB site. Here we have an example design that has been posted up onto Instagram using the hashtag Nike SB ID. Notice the template features a easily identifiable Nike logo, which once uploaded by a customer can be seen by their followers, hence increasing Nike SB's reach. This may attract others to participate in the campaign, meaning more website hits and even further reach through social media. There will be additional promotion through Nike SB's Twitter and Facebook pages as shown. The tweets and Facebook posts will feature imagery from the campaign as well as links directly to the website. From here, customers can proceed to download their template. The main aims of the campaign is to engage the customer. Engaging with the customer allows Nike to build the customer loyalty and further enhance reputation of the brand. There is opportunity to increase Nike SB's following as potential customers may see a friends campaign and choose to upload a design themselves. This is a great opportunity for Nike to test the market for demand on a possible Nike SB ID release. Once the customer has downloaded the template with the Nike SB logo, it is up to them how they use it. This means loss of control for Nike, and if the customer was to upload a controversial design, this could affect Nike's reputation as they would be linked to it. Individual designs may affect others' perception of the brand. If a potential customer saw the design not knowing of the scheme behind it, this could affect how they perceive Nike quality in design. The Instagram campaign gives Nike an extremely cost-effective option to reach a large audience and engage with their customer. A large following through Instagram can lead to increased website hits and a higher conversion rate through visual commerce. This fairly low-risk, cheap campaign can also test the current market demand for a possible. There are of course limitations to an Instagram campaign. Firstly, every Nike SB fan or customer may not have a smartphone or the right equipment to be able to upload a design. Therefore, this campaign may only appeal to a small number of potential customers. The process of the design can be time-consuming and because of that repel the customer away from taking a part. Instagram can also be quite complex as a fairly new platform, still areas that need improving. Customers may not be able to upload their design with ease. The success of the campaign will ultimately be down to two things: the number of participants, which we can find from the hashtags, and the number of website hits, and in particular clicks on the template download link. Reach and engagement are the two KPIs that will be measured here, and these can ultimately lead on to sales and positive customer comments online, which will again contribute to the success of campaign. In summary, I propose an Instagram campaign with a focus around engaging with Nike SB's customer. The campaign will be promoted itself through social media and Nike SB's website. It will involve the customer designing his or her own skateboard deck and uploading the image to Instagram. The aim of the campaign is to increase customer loyalty, brand perception, Nike SB online presence, and to test the market for possible Nike SB ID release.
HBO is an American television network involved in a number of different activities. They have a large-scale film production company. Recent examples include The Hobbit, Prisoners, and The Great Gatsby. A well-established sports department with award-winning boxing coverage, most notably bringing you the thriller in Manila between Muhammad Ali and Smokin' Joe Frazier. And a documentary division that keeps us up to date with world issues relating to war, religion, and the justice system, to name a few. It is most likely that HBO has made it into your home through the vehicle of HBO Entertainment in one of their major television series. Known for their unparalleled quality with titles such as Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire, The Wire, and Sopranos, which is still regarded by many as the best there has ever been. This department is where my initiative will be based. The main incentive for HBO is viewer ratings. For television success, it is becoming increasingly important to generate a buzz or hype around a new show. This initiative is an app that will accompany the HBO TV series running at any given time. The name of the app is HBO Code. The user must complete a series of linked tasks in order to reveal a unique code. The app can be modified to any of the TV shows. In this example, we will use HBO's newest export, True Detective, where the user must take part in and solve a murder mystery. Here is an example of how the activities may look. Starting with a QR code to be scanned from the True Detective website, each task will reveal clues leading to the next task. In this instance, the QR code is linked with a book, leading you, the detective, to the library. This will incorporate the phone's different functionalities as the camera will be used as the scanner. This will hopefully make it more appealing than just answering some questions. The varied use of the phone's functionalities is also apparent in Activity 2. This task requires the user to actually go to a local library. It will utilise the phone's GPS capabilities. The activity will be completed when you are in range and open up Maps. This may be difficult to implement as linking Maps to HBO Code is a rather big ask. Making use of Facebook's check-in function may be more practical. Admittedly, this app may alienate sections of the population without smartphones, but Mobile Marketing Magazine states that 7 out of 10 mobile users in the UK now own a smartphone. Upon completion of all the activities, the user will be presented with 5 digits of a 10-digit code. They must then connect with fellow users, swapping codes to get the complete True Detective code. This code can then be put into HBO's very own streaming service, HBO Go, to redeem the next episode of True Detective at any time before its air date, reducing the grueling week-long wait between episodes. Marcus suggests that interactivity is a characteristic of technologies that enable multi-directional communication. Other definitions include conceptions of interactivity as being based in functionality, such as user control and participation. Raffaelli suggested that as interactivity is going a step beyond the simple one-way action, or two-way reaction, it should increase responsiveness. In this case, there is interactivity on more than one level. There is user-to-system interactivity, as the audience utilise a range of their smartphone's functionalities, like we saw with the location settings and the camera. There is also user-to-user interactivity, as they connect in order to swap and complete their HBO codes. Having multiple dimensions of interactivity is rare in a marketing initiative, and will hopefully make people take notice and be more likely to get involved. This could also go the other way, and put off the more introverted among us who are unwilling to cooperate. Making the task cooperative, as you rely on other users to complete your code, will hopefully create a sense of community as a common goal is shared. This idea of community is strengthened by social media, as users can congregate on Twitter via the use of hashtags. This can also be supported by the medium of HBO Connect. The aim is that this initiative will also be a useful promotional tool, advertising the television programme and also the HBO brand as an innovator. This unique campaign is expected to create water cooler moments as word of mouth spreads, generating a buzz, which is of the utmost importance nowadays. Users are actually required to connect and talk about the shows. The success of this initiative can be quite easily measured. The number of app downloads and also the number of codes redeemed on HBO Go. If we were to compare these figures, we can find out how many users started but didn't bother finishing. Stages in which people
I see the sign. Hey, I see the sign. Hey, I see the sign. Hey, Lord, time joy now. The sign of the judgment. Hey, the sign of the judgment. Hey, the sign of the judgment. Hey, Lord, time joy now. God in the victory. God in the victory. God in the victory. Hey, Lord, time joy now.
This is to show what it will look like once the Twitter hashtag campaign gets up and running. Is there any evidence to suggest that an initiative like this will be effective? In 2008, the creators of Dexter came up with a viral email campaign in which you could upload a friend's name and picture, making them appear in a news broadcast as the top subject in a gruesome murder investigation. The fans responded to the innovative nature of the initiative and were very willing to take part. It shares some similarities with HBO Code, and this resulted in FX's best ratings ever, up 50,000 on the previous high. This supports HBO Code's viability. It's difficult to gauge how successful this activity will be. We know the demand will be there. The social networking sites are full of television fans pulling their hair out in anticipation of the next instalment of their favourite shows. But will they be bothered? They'll download the app, but will they complete the tasks? Will they really go to the library? Will they interact with each other? I believe they will. Once the ball gets rolling and people start using the hashtag, others will take notice and follow. All of a sudden, you're the outsider for not participating, building a community. This, supported by HBO's ability to generate a cult following from a pilot episode, and I think we're onto a winner.
Lush is the multinational cosmetics and toiletries retail company who differentiate themselves in being green cosmetic outlets, in which they source, produce and sell natural, handmade, ethical bath and body products. The key target audience for Lush is females aged between 16 to 45. The analysis into the offline and online market, however, is comparably different, with the offline market being with only a few competitors and the online proving to have many. The online market looks to be a great opportunity for Lush, with the overall UK e-retail sales accounting for 21%. Lush's current marketing lies and depends mainly within their in-store multi-sensory experience. This limits their reach and impact, and it's difficult to translate this into online sales. With increased e-commerce, retail brands like Lush need to go beyond in engaging with customers, and with technology and tools being readily available, retailers need to develop and incorporate this into their online strategy. Although Lush has reacted to the digital age with a form of online presence, as seen by the examples, it's essential to optimize and manage this, as liking and retweeting, for example, does not necessarily mean customers are buying. This means developing on their e-store website and social media platforms. Translating Lush's marketing strategy offline to online is key in optimizing their current online presence. Besides the quantity of fans, improving the value of fans to be transactionally loyal is pivotal in an online strategy. It's imperative Lush engage in experimental marketing by developing the tactics mentioned in this slide. This will look to them creating an engaged online community of customers and having potentially a greater reach and impact. The proposed strategy aims to encompass the integrated marketing approach as illustrated by the diagram. This will look to incorporating the 4 elements of the framework. The initiative proposed is called Rush for Lush. This aims to be a multi-platform competition based on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. From a series of posted clues, fans must try and guess the Lush product. To enter, fans can hashtag #RushForLush pick me beneath the final picture to enter. Winners get £100 to spend in-store or online for Lush products. The campaign has many key features which are designed to optimize variance in achieving the overall aim and outcomes of the campaign. These are seen listed. Important features include the website integration and hashtagging from social platforms. This looks to drive online sales. An example of the proposed mock-up landing page incorporated into the website can be seen on the slide. This will act as a tool for Lush and a resource for fans. This slide and the upcoming slides are an example of what the campaign might look like on the identified social platforms. Key strategic features will be highlighted by the letters A, B and C incorporated on each platform mock-up. A will show an example of the clues and the Rush for Lush hashtag incorporation. B will show the final clue in which users can enter and comment upon, and C shows the competition outcome and winner. A pro of using Facebook is that it's the web's largest social media channel, and according to a study, 51% of Facebook fans are likely to buy the brands. However, a con is that there's a need for daily management and there's a risk of story bumping for non-quality posts. Here is an example of the Twitter page. A pro to using Twitter is that according to a study, 67% of consumers who follow brands on Twitter are more likely to buy those brands after becoming a follower. However, a con is that there's a science and art to tweeting at the best time for maximum engagement. And here is an example of the Instagram page. A pro of using Instagram is it uses visual marketing tactics for emotional and engaging content. However, a con is that it's a channel for building brand awareness and hard to develop sales or leads. Social media metrics forms and demonstrates an integral part of the overall strategy. The campaign outreach and the success will be measured through the key performance indicators. This is the social signals, conversion rate for online sales, and impressions for the Lush website. Fast forward today, social media platforms has significant numbers of users, therefore a high potential reach. A couple of reasons why the channel was chosen is that firstly, push and pull strategy tactics looks to pull people via the competition and then use push marketing through the high page activity to promote products. At the very basic, social media also represents a way for companies to listen and engage in customer conversations. Some limitations of a social media strategy is 1. Are fans transactionally loyal and will they convert? Secondly, the word of mouth paradox in which dissatisfied customers can also have a greater impact. And lastly, is a return on investment being made? A social media strategy will determine which ones are the most suitable and will include ways of creating synergy across selected channels. The strategy looks to improve on Lush's social presence and commerce, especially with regards to embracing their new website as of March 2014. Thank you for watching my presentation.
For my first campaign, I'll be creating a Google Plus page for Ticketmaster Sports. Ticketmaster are a leading worldwide company who provide tickets to live entertainment. 51% of their sales come through music, which therefore dominates their social media accounts. As well as this, the information provided on sport does not contain much detail and is seemingly only aimed at casual fans. There is little loyalty to Ticketmaster and they have much higher service fees than their competitors, so a strong user experience is vital to attract customers. My strategy is to make sports content more visible amongst social media. I also look to increase user interaction as it is limited despite a high amount of followers in their social media accounts. CMA 2013 finds that the key trend in content marketing is to create high quality daily engagements. I will look to increase sales by improving the user's knowledge of the product. Error 2014 finds that social media is a way to create more of a personality for a company, which Ticketmaster needs to do because of its poor reputation amongst the public, as per Randall 2009. I have chosen Google Plus. As per Watkins 2013, it has become the second largest social network, growing 33% in users from 2012 to 2013. Sharkov 2014 has also found that users spend the second longest time on Google Plus amongst the key social media websites. The Plus One feature is included within the Google search algorithms, so this can have a large positive impact on SEO. However, Watkins 2013 has doubts over how active the user base is or whether they are just signed up for other features. Moth 2012 finds that ASOS, Red Bull and Cadbury have all recently embraced Google+. Communities allow people to join a network with other Plus users who have similar interests to them. This provides the opportunity to post to users with a specific interest in sports. Therefore, I can also create high user-generated content as the users can have discussions within the community. Doherty et al. Find that users create content to feel involved and to minimise their doubts over the company. As communities are created for vibrant conversations rather than self-promotion, Lissall 2013 finds that you must be careful not to over-promote the company.
Circles is an option unique to Google+, where you can choose exactly who you wish to post any updates to. This means that updates can be personalised to specific members within the community, and I can send club-specific updates to individuals. Goldsmith 1999 finds that there's been a rise in the importance of personalisation within marketing, and therefore it's vital to do this within my campaign. Similar to Facebook, Google Plus allows all users to post and store photos on their profile as well as to schedule events. Adding photos and images to posts is vital, and as per Summavilla 2011, the quality of images are one of the most important factors which can decide whether consumers proceed with a transaction. Events can be made for big matches and provide more specific information, and to also incorporate Google Locals so they appear for users in the local area. ASOS use an image in every post on their Google Plus page. Phillips 1974 states that competitions have three aims: to attract attention to the product, to get consumers to buy the product to qualify, and to get entries in. PT 1995 finds that the success of a competition can be reliant on how the product itself compares to the prize on offer. Sheridan 2014 finds that the key risks of competitions through social media could be the rules not being clear enough, the competition not being suitable to all markets, and abuse of the competition such as multiple entries. As per my research, I've used images, GIFs and links to improve the aesthetics. I have pinned the competition post that is the first post that people see when they go onto the Ticketmaster page, and to encourage users to get involved. I bolded key parts of the post which I want to draw the user to, including the prize and a link to the Ticketmaster page. Drawbacks of the layout of Google Plus, however, is that the posts are uneven and can look messy. As well as this, the links to the videos of the goals are not clear enough on the main page unless the cursor is over the competition post. The goal of the month competition and its prize of match tickets are relevant to the product to improve interest in the competition and to help the likelihood of the user buying the product in the future. I also made sure that there are a clear set of rules so that any casual user can enter and have a chance of getting involved within the community. I have included keywords in my post so that the page is easier to search, and have chosen a hashtag so it appears in similar discussions. When users post in response to the competition, it will appear in their friends' feed and further raise awareness of the campaign. I can post content in related communities so people with similar interests will also see my posts, although I must avoid obvious plugs to Ticketmaster to not break community rules. To keep users interested, I've made sure that there is daily content on the page. There is also a heavy use of images and videos to keep posts short yet of interest to users. I've provided content that is not just obvious advertising for Ticketmaster so that users are not spammed with constant links to the company. I have encouraged discussion as per the most successful communities on Google+. Goldsmith et al. 2013 found there is a clear link between social media and the likelihood that a consumer will post a review. I have therefore encouraged users to share their experience, as peer acknowledgement can improve sales and to improve SEO through higher engagement. Ingram 2010 finds that risks from high user-generated content include a loss of control of the site, so it might need to be heavily moderated to not negatively affect the brand name. Events have been created for matches which Ticketmaster offer with more specific information. I've invited circles that would be interested, for example writer fans to the event below. Use of local means that Google Plus users can find matches that are occurring in their local area. The impact of this campaign shows improved Google search for followers. My Prezi shows up on the first page for a follower of the account when signed in, yes on the third page when signed out, and this will be the same for any other content posted. Posts are appearing in related hashtags to Google Plus and related to one from the official Arsenal FC page. There has also been an increase in plus ones and high engagement on the community due to user discussion. In conclusion, I found that the large range of features on Google Plus was suitable to the strategy aims to make sports content more visible and to create a personality for the company. My full list of references are on my final slide.
This is my social media content strategy on Preview Boutique. Preview Boutique is a small fashion boutique based in Southsea. They operate a differentiation strategy which offers uniquely sourced items at a premium price. Its main competition comes from high street retailers which offer a low price point, or indirect competition from online retailers. For every 6 minutes spent online, one of those is spent on social networking sites. They become a low-cost and immediate way for small businesses to reach their audience. They're very community driven, and the key is to get consumers talking about the business's products as opposed to self-promotion. This is where a social media content initiative comes in, for a cheap and effective way for Preview to start setting up a relationship with its potential and current customers. As well as a content strategy being cheap and effective for a small retailer without any real marketing budget, Preview can target and interact with consumers within their own domain, which, as research shows, makes marketing messages more effective and can build Preview's brand further. As Preview is a small business with only 4 staff members and they do not offer an online feature, they're very limited by the scope and capabilities of their digital marketing. So they do not want to waste time and budget targeting people who are not willing to visit the shop. The main audience they wish to attract are people who have had a previous experience with Preview and would likely want to repeat this. To start off, we have to get users and consumers to like the Facebook page. This can be done by offering something exclusive, like a £5 install voucher, which is not available anywhere else. This has already increased the amount of Preview pages likes, and these are all customers who have had a previous positive experience and are likely to return. The next stage is to create engaging and original content to encourage new and existing fans to interact with the business page. So by getting fans to talk about Preview, we'll increase the reach of its post to all its users' friends. Original and interesting content which contains pictures or are thought-provoking or conversational topics receive the highest engagement. So we found that pictures showing happy customers having experience in the shop, or a mixture of product promotion and personal posts, as well as exclusive in-store offerings to online fans, gain the highest engagement rates. Preview needs to communicate its value offering, which is that exclusivity of brands to its consumers through its content. So simply by creating regular and original content posts to their Facebook page, the engagement rates have risen from 0.9% of people talking about the business page to quite a large 11% of people now engaging and talking. So the real marketing comes with people interacting with the page, and therefore there's also been a steady increase over March of engagements. According to Strategic Direction, hosting competitions over Facebook is a highly effective mechanism for driving awareness and creating interest. So for the next stage of Preview's campaign, they will take influence from other successful Facebook competitions such as Maybelline Shirt Your Red Lips and try to recreate these on a smaller but still successful scale. So the first competition Preview will run will be the topical and upcoming Mother's Day competition. This will be run through a third-party app which complies with Facebook's rules, and there are many benefits to running it through a third-party app, such as the page has to be liked first for entrants to enter. They have several share features which encourage the competition to go viral, and they have a lot better measurability, measuring engagement and the entrants. There's some limitations though as well to these third-party apps. One such is they are expensive and have to be hosted and developed through a third party. Another limitation for the competition itself is that the winner is very location specific, so again the winners have to come into the store to spend the voucher. This could discourage entrants who are not willing to visit the store. Instagram can be used to further promote Preview through visual content, which also links up with its Facebook page. As Mendes claims, users interact with image-based content more than any other form of content on social networking sites. So supporting Preview's social networking with an integrated Instagram feed will boost content and could possibly create business-to-business interaction as well. Instagram is a great way to create visual content and interaction and engagement between business pages and consumers on a free social media platform. However, as research shows, 90% of Instagram users are aged under 35, and Preview's target main audience are women aged 35+, so this could limit the effectiveness of their messages. Finally, one of the deeper and most effective content strategy methods are agents of endorsers of the brand. Some of the most powerful advertising is done through friends sharing the brand to their friends, or in this case, the well-reputable Portsmouth Mayhem magazine showing Preview Boutique's message to its fans.
Costa Coffee is a British company established in 1971. It operates in the coffee house sector and is currently the market leader in the UK. Costa's main competitors are Starbucks and Nero, and Costa is able to remain competitive by serving only the highest quality coffee and its ability to open coffee shops in convenient locations. Currently the company has a professional website and a successful Facebook page. However, Costa's main weakness is its slow and unsuccessful adoption of Twitter. The post method will be used to explain Costa's strategy. So firstly, people. 75% of Costa's target market is made up of adults and students, which will be the main focus of the strategy, and by looking at their main social activities, the best way to target these age groups is through social media. Secondly, we want to accomplish increased brand awareness, consumer engagement and participation, build followers and stimulate demand for products, and of course drive traffic to the website. So the overall aim of the strategy is to increase Costa's social online branding presence through developing the company's use of Twitter. And finally, technology. Why Twitter? Well, Costa currently has 4 million offline consumers. The Guardian states that if all of Costa's consumers were online, they would come close to websites like Amazon. However, they only have 80,000 followers, which is fairly low, especially when compared to their biggest rival Starbucks, who have 5.7 million. To achieve the strategy, these will be the objectives which will be implemented. Following the right users is key to posting the right content. By following users like their key competitors, the suppliers, the media, the social media power influencers, and of course their customers, Costa can ensure they are up to date on the latest information and trends, allowing them to post the most relevant and up-to-date tweets. Initially, the company joined Twitter in 2008 and only posted one tweet in 4 years. Costa can become much more active and post a number of tweets a day, which will make them more visible to other users and potential new followers on Twitter. To ensure the tweets were relevant, the key competitors and the target market audience were considered. The new tweets are about Costa's new products, ideas, coffee facts, pictures and quotes which meet the outline criteria. In order to increase the user visibility of Costa's tweets, keywords will be hashtagged. Brand hashtags like Costa will serve to market the company and make it easier for Costa to engage with customers. Trending and niche hashtags will relate to the business. Trending hashtags like Coffee Week change quickly, so regular updates will be necessary. Niche hashtags like Just Ask will allow Costa to connect directly with their target market. And finally, content hashtags like Coffee and Skinny Latte will allow users to find their products. Using hashtags will make Costa's tweets visible to a wide range of users, which will help generate awareness, promote user engagement, and result in an increased followers base. Costa also needs to share content such as their YouTube videos, product pictures, photos from past competitions, and website links, helping them to increase brand awareness and other social media platform visits. In order to help influence mentions, Costa can also ask questions like, what is everyone's favourite coffee? This will quickly initiate a conversation, and many of their followers are likely to respond. The tweet is also likely to get favorited and retweeted due to its fun and interesting nature, which will result in other users viewing the tweet and again increase their followers base. When tweeting or sharing content, Costa need to ensure they accommodate their audience's needs. As Costa have a broad target market, they need to post tweets that attract and engage with children and families, adults, students, and of course the mature consumers. Ensuring they post relevant and attractive content to each target market segment is key to ensuring user engagement and increasing their followers. It's important that Costa engage with their followers. They can do this by responding to tweets as soon as possible. They can also favourite or even retweet the most influential tweets, making them visible to users viewing Costa's page. This will help create stronger connections with the users, increase customer loyalty, and bring new users who could potentially become new followers. The last stage of the strategy is the Tweet Costa campaign. The campaign is very simple and will be Twitter-based. A link will be available on all the social media channels like Twitter and Facebook to quickly generate awareness of the campaign. So how does the campaign work? Costa would use Twitter to allow Twitter users to send 300 points or the equivalent of a free copy to anyone on Twitter. Links from social media websites will guide users to the Costa website where they can link their Costa and Twitter account. A YouTube video will be available to explain how the process works, or if consumers don't have a Costa account, they can quickly sign up. After that, they can head straight to Twitter and send a free copy to anyone. So here's how it works on Twitter. Costa create communication about themselves, and the community begin to tweet amongst each other, and Costa gains value. The campaign spreads rapidly through social media word of mouth, and increases Costa's brand awareness on Twitter by providing a fun experience for customers. As issues arise from time to time, Costa needs to ensure they resolve them as quickly and as correctly as possible. Here the response is created for Costa, offer an apology to the consumer and an immediate solution. For those which cannot be directly resolved, Costa will provide an explanation. By resolving issues quickly, Costa can help establish great customer service online, share its company values, and build trust and loyalty amongst its customers. Finally, after completing all the stages of the campaign, we can see if it was effective. One way to check its effectiveness is to see if we achieved our objective of increasing the followers base, which increased with every stage of the strategy at a substantial increase to nearly 7 million followers after the Twitter copy campaign. The effectiveness of the strategy can be measured using a range of metrics, such as Twitter Analytics, Google Analytics, and Twitter Counter. Using a combination of indicators such as the number of retweets, mentions, link shares, and followers growth would give a good indication to how successful the strategy was. Other good indicators would include comparing the new data to past data from Twitter, and also comparing this campaign to other successful campaigns like the Coca-Cola Soccer Game Twitter campaign. Lastly, here are some strengths and weaknesses of the strategy and the campaign, and some future recommendations for Costa. References, and thank you for listening.